What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? It's your boy Sean, aka Bishop. I'm back here for the new college in it or college season, starting up week one. Glad that y'all are here. Hope y'all enjoying this. Hope y'all plan on giving some feedback. But today, as y'all know, is the official startup of college football. We had a couple of games on yesterday as well as Thursday, but we've kicked off the season officially today. We got a few games going on as we speak right now. Of course, I'm repping my Boomer Sooners, Oklahoma Sooners, playing FAU, Florida Atlantic University, winning 49-0 as we speak. But either way, I'm just gonna go over the top 25 teams in the league in the NCAA college football. With that being said, let's go ahead and get off into it. I'm not gonna do too much predicting if the games have already started. I'm only gonna predict the games in which hasn't started as of right now. So we know the noon and the 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock games have already started. There, most of them are at halftime or in third quarters and stuff like that. So I'm going to just keep it moving past that. I'm not going to predict any of those games. But come next week, please, 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 please be sure to stay tuned, tune in here to check out what or who I have chosen to win those games for week two. So moving on, let me go ahead and give you a few of the scores of the top 25 thus far in week one as we stand right now. Like I said, since I'm an Oklahoma Sooners fan, let me go ahead and get into that. Of course, the Sooners are up. They're ranked number 7, playing Florida Atlantic, who is unranked. The score is 49-0 with 11:09 left in the third quarter. We have number 5 ranked Ohio State playing Oregon State. Ohio State is up 42-14 at halftime currently. Next we have who is it? 16th ranked TCU over Southern University, 41 to 7. Just starting off pretty much in the third quarter. Texas has come back on Maryland. Maryland was up 17 or 24 to 7, I believe, at one point, and now Texas has come back. Texas is ranked 23rd. Maryland is unranked, but Maryland is still up 24 to 22 at halftime right now. We have in the third quarter, number 2 ranked Clemson over Furman, 27-0. We have who else has played thus far? We have what is it? Oh, games from yesterday. We have UCF, who's ranked 21. They're 56. They won over UConn, 56-17. Michigan State beat Utah State. Michigan State, of course, is ranked 11th. They won 38-31, and Wisconsin rolled over Western Kentucky 34-3, and of course, Wisconsin is ranked 4th. So moving right along with the other 20 other teams that are ranked in the league. In the NCAA, we have Austin P. Now, I will be giving you my prediction of these games. We have Austin P. Playing Georgia. That game is at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 Central Standard Time on ESPN. If you want to check that game out, be sure to tune in to that game on ESPN. Georgia, of course, they were in the national championship, so they got Austin P today. Of course, I'm going with Georgia. That's you just gotta know that Georgia's gonna take that win. I'm sure they're pretty upset about that loss against Alabama last year. And then one of the huge matchups, which I have on my screen right now. These are the 3 of the major matchups this weekend that are being played. We have the number 6 Washington Huskies versus the number 9 Auburn Tigers. That game is on ABC at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. This should be a great game between these two schools. It could go either way. Both hope to make early season playoff statements in this game. So, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to go with Washington. Washington was a force last year, so I'm gonna go ahead and take Washington to beat Auburn. It's gonna be a close game, but I'm looking at Washington to beat Auburn. Then also at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 Central Standard Time on BTN, we have the 10th ranked Penn State Nittany Lions playing Appalachian State. Penn State needs to replace running back Saquon Barkley, of course, because you know he is in the NFL with the New York Giants. With that being said, Penn State rolls over Appalachian State. Shouldn't be any problem for Penn State. So we should see how that game goes today at 3:30 p.m. I'm taking Penn State. Then also at 3:30 p.m. on CBS, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have the 17th ranked Western Virginia Mountaineers versus the unranked Tennessee Vols. So we're gonna see what QB Greer and wide receiver Seals does to beat Tennessee this weekend, or today, should I say? This should be a good game. I don't think Tennessee, their quarterback from last season, who's out now with the Steelers. He of course he went into the NFL. So I'm looking at West Virginia to win this game. It should be a pretty decent game though. The Vols are not no slouch team, but I'm looking at West Virginia taking the win in this game. Then we have 15th ranked USC going up against UNLV. That game is at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. USC, they out there in the Pac-12. I'm looking at them to get an easy win over UNLV. Then at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have the 22 ranked Boise State taking on Troy. Come on, that's Boise State and Troy. Boise State should win that game. I know we had some critics from the College Game Day today that spoke about a few upsets and that Troy may upset Boise State. But you know what? Because Boise State did what they did to Oklahoma a few years ago, I'm going to go with an upset too. I'm picking Troy to upset Boise State. You know what? That's what I'm going with. I'm going with Troy. Troy, come on. I want you to upset Boise State. Just because of what y'all did to Oklahoma that year in that, was a national championship game. With that little BS play that they did. I'm still upset about that game. That was over probably about 8 years ago. Anyway, one of the other major matchups this weekend, tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on NBC. We have the matchup that I have on your screen. We have the Michigan Wolverines, ranked 14th, facing off with the number 12 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. That game should be a great game tonight. I'm sure everybody will be tuned in to that game. As you see, it'll be tonight at 7:30 p.m. At Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure to stay tuned for that game. This game could go either way. However, I'm going to go with the Wolverines. Let's go Wolverines. They're going to I feel like they will get the upset over Notre Dame tonight because they're two above Notre Dame. Or below Notre Dame, should I say. I feel like they'll get that upset over Notre Dame. So I'm picking Michigan over Notre Dame tonight. Then we have at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have Mississippi State facing off versus Stephen F. Austin. Simple game. That shouldn't be no big deal. Quarterback Nick Fitzgerald is suspended as Mississippi State opens up against Stephen F. Austin. So even though that quarterback Fitzgerald is suspended, I still think they got enough to do what they need to do to go ahead and take the W over Stephen F. Austin. Then y'all may not see it on here, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I don't have it as one of the matchup games. Which a lot of analysts and of course college football, they have this game as a big game, but I don't look at it as a big game. We have the number one ranked team in the nation and last year's NCAA college football champions, Alabama Crimson Tide, facing off with the Louisville Cardinals. That game is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on ABC. Now, reason why I don't have that game up here is because Louisville no longer has Lamar Jackson. So if Lamar Jackson was still in Louisville, then of course I would have that game up here as one of the 4 or 5 games that's highlighted for this week's matchup games. But unfortunately, they don't have Lamar Jackson. Lamar is in Baltimore with the Ravens. He got drafted, as you know, this past draft. So I don't see why they have that such a big I don't know why they got it such a high level game. But Alabama opens up against you know Louisville, who replaced Lamar Jackson. So I just feel like I don't know what Louisville is going to bring against Alabama, being that they don't have Lamar Jackson anymore. So I'm definitely taking Alabama in that game. That should be an easy win for Alabama. Not taking anything from Louisville. I just don't know too much about Louisville's quarterback to see whether or not he has enough to do what it takes to get a win for Louisville. Then we have at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have number 24 ranked Oregon playing against Bowling Green. The Ducks have high hopes for a winning season with new head coach M. Cristobal. So this is Oregon's new coach. So they coming out with I'm sure with a new type of system under this new coach, so we'll see. But they shouldn't have any problems with Bowling Green, so I'm going with Oregon with that win tonight at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central. Then here's the other matchup that I have on my board. We have the number 8 ranked Miami Florida Hurricanes versus the number 25 to close out the top 25 LSU Tigers. That game is actually tomorrow night. It's not tonight. I'm sorry. That's tomorrow night. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on ABC. And you know they could play on Sunday like that because why? NFL hasn't officially started yet. NFL starts next weekend, so they can steal the limelight a little bit this weekend. So that's why that game will be played tomorrow night. So be sure to stay tuned on ABC as you see it on my screen. They're playing in Dallas at AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. So if you're in that area, be sure to get your tickets to that game because I'm sure that's going to be a barn burner for you. So that game is going to be a great game. I'm going with Miami. I gotta go with the Hurricanes. I'm gonna take the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes hasn't been ranked high like this in years, so I'm going with the Hurricanes. I think Hurricanes will come out with a win in this game. They playing in, like I said, they playing in AT&T Stadium, so it should be a great game between the two teams. To start off your season, playing against two powerhouse teams playing against each other, that's the way you start off your season. So, but I'm going with MIA. So Miami, come on through for me, and let me get that win from y'all. So let's go. So that game is tomorrow night. So y'all be sure to stay tuned and check it out tomorrow night. Miami versus LSU. Then on Monday night we have at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on ESPN. We have the number 20 Virginia Tech Hokies versus the number 19 Florida State Seminoles. Oh, we know we ain't seen that in a long time. I think we haven't seen it for one reason is because there was some dispute about that, all that going on back in the day, in reference to, Indians and stuff like that. But I haven't seen it in a long time. Florida State hasn't been that powerhouse that they used to be in years. So this will be a good game. It is on Monday night. So if you ain't doing nothing, be sure to check out this game on Monday. It'll be on ESPN. Again, it's able to be played on Monday. Why? Because the NFL has not yet started. We're still on our final week of the NFL preseason. So that's why this game is being played on Monday night on ESPN. This will be a great ACC matchup between two powerhouse teams. We should see who will come out on top come Monday night. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Florida State because I was a huge Deion Sanders fan. So being a Deion Sanders fan, you know he came from Florida State. I was a huge fan when I wasn't rooting for my Sooners back in the day, and I've been rooting for my Sooners ever since I was a kid. Hold that thought, just in case y'all missed it. I've been rooting for them Sooners ever since I was a kid. But when I wasn't rooting for them Sooners, I was rooting for them Florida State Seminoles because of the fact of Deion Sanders and stuff like that. So I am going to pick the Florida State Seminoles to come away with this win on Monday in that game. Already given you the wins of this weekend. I think I told y'all about Stanford beating San Diego State. If I didn't, Stanford, who's ranked 13th, beat San Diego State yesterday. I was watching that game briefly. San Diego State was up on Stanford early in that game, and Stanford came back. Bryce Love, who was a Heisman candidate, he was starting off real slow in that game, but I see they came back and won that game. Wide receiver Westside had 226 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. So Stanford came back big in that game to get that win. So 31-10. So that's the top 25 in national football, college football. So be sure, like I said before, stay tuned. Be sure to tune in every week. I'm gonna go with my college game day, give you my prediction. It'll be a lot earlier than was today. I was a little bit under the weather. My wife took care of me, and so now I'm feeling a lot better. So I was supposed to do this earlier, but I didn't get an opportunity because of how I was feeling. But I'm gonna go ahead and get on here, like I said, now and give you. And I've given y'all my predictions for the games that have yet to be played. Again, my Sooners are winning. And stuff like that. So that's huge for me right now. I got to get back to watching that game. But if you are watching this, please be sure to hit that thumbs up, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Check me out also on Facebook, and also check me out as many opportunities as you can. I will be giving you college football, and I also will be coming back at you with NFL football predictions as well. So stay tuned on the weekends. Pretty much just stay tuned on the weekends. I'm coming back at you with these scores and predictions. So without further ado, thank y'all so much for tuning in to my show. I appreciate y'all. This is my predictions for this weekend, week 1 in college football, and I will check y'all out on the next broadcast, which will be probably next weekend, NFL. But as soon as NFL starts, I will be giving you predictions of that as well. So I appreciate everyone. Y'all be sure to continue to stay tuned, and I'll catch up with y'all next time. It's your boy